What's up, everybody? Welcome to the KpopKimchi podcast. I am your host, Justin Turnell, with my co-host, Brian Limper. This episode's getting out a little late. Our apologies. Life got in the way. But it's okay because we are here now with an ultra special episode. It's really windy outside.
It is really windy outside.
The house is shaking.
At least it's like warm.
It is. It's
pretty decent.
It's finally warm out.
Pretty decent.
After a long, cold winter, and it's finally warm, and that's really all I care about now. But
yeah, it's going to be nice.
We have very special episodes on our hands. This one's very special for you. One of the most important we've ever done. What are we doing today?
Well, before we do that, I told my guy at our unofficial sponsor, Roller Machinery Company, I give him a shout out because he finally repaid his debt that he owed me for the last 7 years, and he bought me lunch the other day.
Way to go, guy.
If you're listening to this, shout out to you, Mike. I'm glad you finally made that happen. Dreams do come true.
Way to go, Mike. Proud of you, man.
Good job, Mike.
Don't know you, but I'm proud of you.
Good
Where do you
job.
buy your food from?
I want to say it's Magic Kitchen. It's like some Thai restaurant.
Nice.
I think that's what it was. I honestly don't. It seems like that was like a month ago, but I think it was on Monday.
That's just how the work week literally works. Like, it's Monday, and then it's like Friday, and you look back, and you're like, man, that was like months ago, and then it really was like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just that's how the world turns, and it's kind of scary, but
it's true. But now that I give Mike a shout out, our episode today is going to be
Wow, so good.
An Unhelpful Guide to CLC, my favorite
CLC.
group of all time.
Crystal clear. So that's going to be super exciting.
Also super exciting is it appears that Everglow is actually going to be here because they're actually in America right now.
Good call. Yeah, in less than a week, we are going to Chicago to see Everglow.
And we were kind of worried they weren't going to show up because of the whole coronavirus thing and getting like canceling events. But we saw that what was it, on Instagram that they're
in Dallas.
They're in Dallas right now, so they should be here in a week.
I was like legit. I was like, I just wanted to see them in America posting pictures, so I know that they can't cancel. Because you told me about Idol. They canceled
the whole tour.
They had like one of the biggest tours I've ever seen for like a K-pop group, guys or girls, and they canceled all of it.
Yeah, so I was like, man, I'm really hope this doesn't get canceled. But the closer it got, I was like, if they were going to cancel it, they would have canceled it by now. Because they're not going to wait till like the very last minute to do it.
I would have been so sad if that was the case because I've been looking forward to this, and I kept getting advertisements too, like, oh, Everglow in like LA or Chicago. So I was like, okay, I think they're still gonna have it. And then today I saw they actually posted a lot of pictures, but the first one I saw was like Ando just saying like hello Dallas or something like that.
Yeah, at least you're in Texas, so we can start out somewhere it's nice.
I was like, the Eagle has landed. They are in the USA, so
that's good.
Next Wednesday we will see Everglow.
Maybe we'll make a vlog about that.
We'll have all the updates. We'll probably have a whole episode talking about it. But yeah, we're gonna go see Everglow, take a picture, get a high touch, really the whole deal. So
all that good stuff.
We'll have all the updates from our amazing Everglow trip. But that's coming up. That's on Wednesday.
So that's pretty cool.
I'm pumped for that.
I know also that IZ*ONE won like 4 awards on the shows, so that's good.
They're killing it.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. I
killing
think they're like not really touring. Their promotions might be coming to an end here in a little bit.
It's just like tough now too because a lot of people, because of the virus, are just slowing things down.
And they came back and BTS just destroyed everybody.
Yeah, you'll have that, but some stuff is like fan signs and things like that are just like getting canceled because of the virus. So
or like I saw where they were having like shows. Like the actual shows like performance shows, and like it was like shows for like empty.
Yeah.
Like the whole place was empty.
Yeah.
Like they weren't allowing fans in and stuff.
They like aren't allowed to have a certain amount of people together in one room, like a numbered people or something because of the virus and all that. So, I mean, hey, whatever you got to do to be precautious.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So that was kind of crazy. Also, happy late birthday, Yuri. I know it was your birthday.
Happy late birthday, Yurim.
And also,
it was what, yesterday? 2 days ago? I don't know.
Was it?
What day is it today?
I don't know. All the days went together.
There's a couple days. It
But
was this week.
Happy late birthday.
One of our fave maknaes out there.
Also, speaking of maknaes, happy early birthday to Somi. Your birthday's coming up in a couple days, so.
Man, there's so many.
Happy birthday.
There's so many awesome birthdays.
Yeah, I know.
Hope you do something soon, Somi. I don't know what that's gonna be, but I hope it's coming.
I don't know. Hopefully she does
idea.
something. I did see. I think I sent you the thing where it said that after Winner and Blackpink make a comeback, that they're debuting a new girl group in YG.
Yeah, that I saw that, and I'm being honest with you.
I don't know how much I believe it, but
I don't know if I believe it, but I have no idea how that makes sense.
I don't either.
Because they don't. Maybe it's just the joke about it is Winner and Blackpink are never gonna come back, so they're never gonna have a new girl group. Maybe 7 years down the line, that's the whole thing. But I just don't. I don't know. I don't understand really what YG is going for.
No one's put out anything recently.
They don't do anything. Blackpink doesn't do anything besides they, maybe some concerts, and really they just do advertisements. They're pretty much just models at this point.
Yeah, they really are.
Nothing against them. Obviously, I'm sure they would love to make new music and everything, but it's just the YG schedule is just weird. I don't understand it, and I don't know why he would debut a new girl group, but whatever. I guess we'll just have to find out and see.
Also, shout out to the girl on Instagram that made me remember that I forgot a member of Produce 48 was in Cherry Bullet.
Yes, who is that member? Because
Park Ha-yoon. She's actually in Cherry Bullet and in Produce 48. I didn't remember until I looked her up and I was like, oh wait, yeah, she was in Produce 48. But she had shorter hair back then. It wasn't long like it is now. Yeah. But yeah, so shout out to whoever that person was. You're right.
I don't remember. Someone tweeted at us and then I looked for it and I couldn't find it. So I guess it got deleted or something. But they did say great episode at the end.
So I apologize for that.
And we talked about it literally in that episode as we know more about and more people in the K-pop girl groups or just groups in general than we do in real life. So sometimes you might, slip up and forget somebody. So hand up, our bad, but
very true.
We know.
Also, my Bloom Eyes Kino came in, so that's exciting. But we're waiting for our signed albums to come in so we can make a video on it and post it.
Who knows when that is going to be?
Even though we keep saying we're going to post videos and we never do it, but one day.
One day we'll make a video.
One day.
I have no idea when those are going to come. Eventually, I hope. It doesn't say the order's canceled, so that's my...
It did send me... Was it a message or an email? Something sent me some type of message saying that the orders were being pushed back to a certain day because there's such an influx of albums that were being ordered.
Yeah.
That they were being pushed back. But I thought it said being shipped out on the 12th or something, so it's going to be coming up.
Okay.
So it should be in the next month, hopefully.
That's good. That's good.
Also, for anybody keeping track, we are officially recording our first podcast with the new microphone that we got. We got a nice, we got a super fancy microphone now for podcasting, so hopefully it sounds better.
It's working.
Or sounds exactly the same, I don't know. But
I don't know.
It is pretty nice.
We're just really on our way to being pros out here, so.
I know. Eventually we can afford some more official equipment, I guess.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But yeah, so we can start talking about it. Special CLC episode.
CLC.
It's been a long time coming.
It really has. I kind of thought it was going to be one of our first ones, but, as the flow cries, or the crow flies.
Sure, it's the crow flies cries. Yeah, so let's talk about CLC. For starters, for those of you who don't know, they're a 7-member group from Cube Entertainment who originally debuted as a 5-member group. The original 5 members were Sunghee, Yoojin, Sungyeon, Sorn, and Yeon. They were, the original 5 members, and then later on, they added 2 more members to the group. I'm trying to think if there's any other crazy things that I know about, just random stuff. Because I don't know if you ever watched any of the early produced Sorn videos. She talked a lot about their early days.
Yeah.
Because they originally didn't debut as a group, and their senior group was
4 Minute.
Was 4 Minute, and that's back when 4 Minute was really popular. But they used to do busking and stuff down in the town and stuff, just outside, just randomly play music for people that could come by.
Right, yeah.
So they were really into that. So they did that for a little bit before they finally debuted, and when they did debut, they debuted with this song called Pepe, and it was They're off their first EP that came out on March 19th, 2015. And the name of the EP was First Love. Now, I know there's a lot of people who are, like, not big fans of, like, their early music and stuff like this. So, I mean, I like it. I think it's good. But this was the original 5 members. Like, there wasn't all 7 members in this when they made this debut.
Yeah, they weren't a complete team yet. But I thought this was a really good debut.
I mean, honestly, for a debut, compared to some of the other debuts I've heard, like, this is, like, a really good debut, especially when Ian gets to, like, her rap parts and stuff. So I don't really understand why people, like, hate on it so much.
And maybe just because, like, if it's someone who hears CLC, like, now, or has gotten into them the recent years, you might hear this and be like, oh, what is this? It's, like, completely different. But for, like, appreciating, like, what it is and, like, where they came from and how it all started, it's like, yeah, this debut is awesome. And the stages are really cool for this.
Yeah, they like, I mean, they did have, like, that, you know, innocent, like, cutesy look that, like, most girls debut with.
Yeah.
Before they do anything else. But I'm pretty sure when I, like, think about it, like, when I see posts and stuff, that most people didn't get into them until, like, Hobgoblin, like, came out.
Yeah,
which we'll get into later. But if you did see him in, like, Hobgoblin and then you went back and saw this, you'd just be like, what is this? Like,
yeah, it is, like, completely different. It's completely different.
So if you're going in a reverse order, then yeah, I guess this would be kind of weird.
I will say it was always funny to watch these types, the early videos, and seeing Yun Maknae Yun was always like,
oh yeah,
really funny.
She had like long hair, and they'd always like make her do like Aegyo and stuff. They'd always like, oh yeah, you do this.
You're the Maknae, so you do all the cute stuff, and she was just like, it was just really funny.
Yeah, it's kind of weird things about it.
Because like some Maknaes just like naturally just like fall into that like Aegyo role of like being. They're really good, like Chu or someone, even though she's not even the Maknae, but like someone like that, and Yun's like not like that. She's like a tough rapper, so for her to try and do that was just like funny to watch.
And hey, March 19th was their first EP debut, so it's coming up on their 5-year anniversary here in a little bit.
This was such an appropriate episode then.
That's so crazy, 2015, that's like so long ago.
It's crazy because...
That means they just debuted a little bit before Dream Concert 2015.
Yeah, like them and... Lovely's Red Velvet were all just like the new peeps back in the day.
That was the new cream of the crop.
It's funny because like 2015 is obviously a long time ago, and we're like, man, CLC's been around so long, and they're like literally veterans out there. And then we were watching like a show on TV or something, or like a song we like, and it's from like 2008. It's like,
oh yeah, we were just watching like I don't know if you guys ever watched MTV Made. But we were like watching it on like my TV, and I'm like, this looks so old. It's from 2009. I'm like, wow, it is really old. And then I'm like, wow, CLC's been around since 2015. That's like
it's so old. It's just the time of K-pop is just different than any other time in the world. It's just like a completely different thing.
It is true. And then so they have their first EP, right?
Yeah.
And then their second EP, Questioner, was released, and this is when they came out with the song Like. So they had the song Like in. It's funny, if you ever watch like any of their videos, like this is like the song that plays when it like introduces like all the stuff, like all the intros and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is more like an upbeat, like bubbly. I think the first few songs they had were kind of like this kind of thing.
They definitely, Tube definitely tried to do that, have that be like their main concept when they started.
I'm not really sure why they switched. They really didn't switch honestly until they got to Hobgoblin. The first songs were all kind of like the upbeat, like. Bubbly, like girly, poppy music. Yeah.
I don't know who decided to make that call as like, hey, we're gonna change things up, but I don't know. I mean, they pulled off both concepts.
And everyone complains that they like flip flop between like stuff. You know, like they did like multiple different things, but it really didn't happen until after Hobgoblin. So I mean, I don't really.
And the thing is, like, I don't think they necessarily like flip flop.
I don't think either.
And when people don't flip flop, people still complain. They're like, "Oh, give the people another chance."
Oh, why do they sound the same?
Like every song is like so. I don't know. It's just that's just the thing where people are always gonna find a way to be haters out there.
Yeah, but so they came out with Like, which I mean I like that song, and we always joke how they have a song called Like It, and I
this
Like
was
It.
The beginning,
and this is the beginning. This is the first one before they started adding other stuff on it, and that came out on May 28th, and shortly after that, they came out with their first digital single called 18, and they promoted this on some songs. And this did I say it came out on April 16th?
Yeah.
I don't know. But, also I'm not going to talk about any of the Japanese releases, because I don't really, I mean, I've listened to them, but I mean,
that's okay.
It's K-pop.
That's okay.
We never really talk about the Japanese releases.
That's okay.
But yeah, so they had 2 of these really close back to back. But the other ones were just like EPs and digital singles, obviously. So yeah, like I said Pepe, Like, 18, and then after 18 happened, that's when they came back in 2016 and they officially had their new song High Heels, and this is where they debuted Elki and Yoonbin.
Yeah. This song's really good.
It is really good. And this was on February 29th, 2016.
Yeah.
But this is when they actually opened up as like a teaser, and Elki like popped out of a box like a present, and they're like, "Oh, a new member! This is so cool."
She's a Christmas present.
Yeah, pretty much. And Elki was from Hong Kong. I'm not really sure specifically how long she was a trainee for before she debuted with him. I just know that they said she's like, well, we know she's from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And Yoon Bin was on Produce 101 at the time.
Right.
And she actually, it's funny because she's actually in the video, but she wasn't allowed because of certain performance reasons because of Produce 101. Wasn't able to promote and go on shows and like perform the song with the rest of the members.
Right.
Which is kind of weird when you think about it.
She was just becoming seasoned.
Yeah, and then another thing that's funny about that is a lot of people complained and said the reason she got eliminated from Produce 101 because she wasn't going to was that people found out that she was supposed to be debuting in a group already.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't fair to the other members that she was being able to like potentially debut in, IOI.
Yeah.
Then go to CLC where it's like, okay, well, you're already in a group, so we'll like give somebody else a chance.
Right.
Even though in hindsight we realize it's all rigged, so it doesn't matter.
That's what it all comes down to. It's
Pretty
like,
much.
hey, everything was rigged and fake.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, that was like a big thing about why Yoonbin wasn't in IOI because they all thought she was gonna make it, and then she just like got eliminated in the last round. So she made it pretty far. Yeah. So they debuted Yoonbin, they debuted Elki. And then that, like I said, February 29th, 2016. And then they came back with Nuclear on May 30th.
Such a great
with the song No Oh.
Oh, great song.
Oh, such a good song, such a video. But this is also one of those other ones where it's like really bright and bubbly and like playful,
I feel like you can kind of see that like getting a little bit more like I guess heavier. Like it's a little bit bigger of a beat. Like it's like...
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit turning more to the, I guess, dark side.
I'm not really it's
a really good song. I love this song.
It is really good. And the video is really good if you've never seen the video. But they came out with this song, and I guess it's weird because like not really any of their songs ever really charted well or like did really well at all.
Yeah.
Until we get to the next song. And that's really what, I guess put them on the map, even though they were like around.
They had so much before this came out. I didn't even realize that.
Oh yeah, they had a bunch of stuff, dude. They've had so many EPs and so many stuff that's come out. Now
this song's amazing, though.
I know. But January 17th, 2017 was when they released their 5th EP, which is Crystal.
Yeah.
Crystal Clear, Crystal.
Yeah.
And they had their breakthrough hit Hobgoblin, which is what most people know as like their most popular song. Like this is what most people know CLC from as
This was the first CLC song I heard.
Which was like, well, granted, this is like 360 degrees completely different than what.
Yeah.
If I show you this and show you any of the other 5 songs I just talked about, you'd never even know that they were the same group.
Right. This is almost like a re-debut almost. Like,
pretty much. Kind of like a repackage, like how
Yeah.
Dreamcatcher re-debuted as a new group with like a different type of thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like, oh, we re-debuted with a whole other thing. And when this came out is when they had their first fan meeting, and they had their fan named the Cheshires.
Yeah,
It's like a Cheshire cat, which is like their logo that they have.
Right.
Now the funny thing is, obviously, if you into K-pop and you're like you're like all the fandoms and stuff, you know that every group has like a fandom name, fandom colors,
Right.
light sticks, fan clubs. And CLC only has a name, and they had one opening for the fan club ever, and they've never reopened it ever again.
This is just the most exclusive club of all time.
It was actually pretty recent because you tried to get me.
Well, yeah,
a fan club membership.
I saw it was on Cube, like the shop, and it was I was gonna buy it for you, but it was too late. I didn't even know. I think I was looking for like the season's greetings like last year for you, and I bought that, and I was like, oh no way, the fandom, like the entry for that. And it was closed. I was like, well, I wish there was a way I could have known about this at all. Like, I would have got it for you, but yeah, it was closed. So that was a bummer, but maybe one day they'll reopen it.
That's like my most coveted thing in the entire world. Like my white whale item is, I want the exclusive CLC Cheshire fan club card that has my name on it. It says I'm in the club.
I don't know how I guess you just have to check online. Like, how did people even know?
I don't know.
I guess you just are a better fan than me.
They haven't had any more since then. Like, it hasn't been open.
That's weird.
Also, they don't have official colors. They still don't have a light stick, and they're going on 5 years of being a group.
Okay, why don't they have a light stick?
I have no idea.
It blows my mind because...
I mean, Idol even has a light stick. Color's a fandom name, and they just debuted like a year ago.
I just don't get why Idol has a light stick and CLC doesn't. Like, nothing against Idol.
Also, if you don't know, Idol's from Cube 2, and they're their junior group to CLC, because CLC's a senior
Yeah, they're
group.
the seniors out here now, but why does CLC not have a light stick? It's just...
I don't know if it's a Cube thing. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, it took, like, Girls' Generation forever to get one, too, so I don't know. Companies are just weird. But, like, when Idol came out, it was like, boom, 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 boom. Like, they're like, all right, this, here it is.
This is the fan club. This is the
This
light
is
stick.
it. This is it. And
this is the biggest world tour of all time.
And then CLC doesn't even have a light stick. I'm like, come on now. At least get them a light stick.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they get a light stick eventually so I can buy one before they're, like, not a group anymore. Because they're coming up on their 5-year contract, so... Hopefully they get re-signed and they can be a group again, but we'll get into that later. So after Hobgoblin, on August 3rd, 2017, this came out, a song called Where Are You? And I think this is where a lot of people complain about them flipping back and forth between concepts, because after Hobgoblin was such a success with the type of song and music that was, going to this, like, I mean, honestly, I like the song, but I like all their songs, so I mean, that's not really saying anything.
Little bias.
But... this isn't even like the early stuff. This is like, I don't know.
Don't they use the opening for this for stuff? I swear, like, I've heard just that opening, like, on so many things for CLC.
I mean,
know, maybe
they probably
maybe like
do.
certain videos they use it for.
But yeah, this came out and everybody was not happy.
Yeah.
Although I will go out and say right now, my favorite album by CLC or EP, whatever you want to call it, because it's funny because they say the EPs, even though there's like 6-7 songs on it, and not albums.
The mini albums out here.
But is Freesome. That's like my favorite one.
Oh,
like,
it's
got all my favorite songs.
It's
on
legendary.
It. So I mean, I don't like I said.
It
Kind
has
of
a couple of my favorite songs too. Like, it's so good.
And then they kind of went away for a while because that came out in August, and then they didn't come back till February. So it's like August, September, October, November, December, January. So they were gone for almost half a year.
Yeah.
And then they didn't even come back. They came back, and their comeback. So, well, it wasn't a comeback. They released one digital single on February 1st, 2018, to start the year out, and it was To the Sky.
This is when I started to like CLC.
Yeah, this was like when I remember Justin was like, "Hey, this is really cool," and then this is the one we always talked about before. Where they're like kind of like doing a choreo vid in
it's the best.
Church corridor,
it's just like a entry to a building type thing.
Like it's not even a video; it's just them dancing around.
Like Hobgoblin was.
You like hear the fans cheering, like the staff cheering in the song in the background.
Like I heard Hobgoblin first, just from finding K-pop songs and playlists, and it was like on my playlist. But I knew like nothing about CLC. But when I heard To the Sky, that was when, and like you already liked them, so that was when I was like, okay, I really like them now, because I like really love this song.
It's like super upbeat, and I do know all the members wrote the song together, so it's like they actually made the song and they wrote it together. And I don't know if they produced it or what they did with it, but this was like
the little album artwork is so cool too.
Yeah, so that was like their song they came back with for a little bit after. So you go from Hobgoblin, which is a huge success, which is kind of like that more, edgy, badass girl concept. They're like dark makeup on or like emo looking makeup.
Like Cube's good with the girls. Like, I mean, that's kind of what Cube does with, 4 Minute and Hyuna and then even like Idol too.
You went to the Sky, which is kind of more, or not To the Sky. I mean, Where Are You, which is like a weird, like kind of almost ballady.
Yeah.
And it was like a summer comeback, so you should have like something like upbeat.
That reminds me of like a drama song.
Yeah, I know, it was weird. And then they had To the Sky, which is like different than that because it was like upbeat and more like bouncy and like happy.
Yeah.
And then they had like probably I'd say their second biggest song, on February 22nd, 2018, they released their 7th EP.
Man, everybody
called Black Dress, and everybody freaked out.
just bow down.
And this is when they just came back, and everyone's like, yes, Hobgoblin CLC's back, like Dark Concept CLC is back. And everyone was like super hyped for it, even though, it didn't win any shows or anything.
No idea how that didn't happen.
And my ultimate bias, Songyeon, really just slayed everybody with her legendary dance break.
Yeah.
She showed the world what it was to be a dancer.
Pretty much. That's all that can be said.
But yeah, they came back with Black Dress. Everyone was hyping it up. Also Black Dress, the EP is the same as her title track.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone was like freaking out about it. Like, oh, this is so good. Like, where's this CLC been? Blah, blah, blah. And then they complained about how they flopped back and forth between concepts and cubes, like running him into the ground and like all this stuff.
Well, and then this was like awesome and people loved it, and then it somehow didn't win any shows, and then they went away for a long time.
And then okay, so yeah, that's what you're saying. They went away for a while because this came out February 22nd, 2018, right? It was a huge hit. Everybody loved it. And they're like, oh, CLC.
Yeah.
We love CLC. Like, we want more. Like, when's the comeback? Their next comeback wasn't until January 30th, 2019. So almost an entire year later is when they came back again.
I remember those dark days. It was rough.
It was so they came back, right? And this is the song they came back with. They came back January 3rd, 2019, and they released their 8th EP. That's 8 EPs they've had out.
That's so many.
And the song No off number 1. And I mean, I like the song. It was really like fierce. It was like, fit their like hardcore concept they kind of still had, their darker, edgy concept.
Yeah.
And it was a good meaning behind the song. Like, we do stuff because we want to do it, not because other people want us to do it,
Yeah.
And this actually won them their first music show, and that was on February 12th, 2019 that they won that. And that was the only show they've ever won.
They've won one.
One ever. Like, that's it. Ever. At this point in time, they've been a group for over 4 years, and they've only won one music show.
It just doesn't... It's so weird to me. I don't know. It just doesn't really make... It doesn't seem like it makes sense. Like, how did they not get any for Black Dress?
I have no idea.
I love this song.
It is a good song.
I love this song. I thought it was a really good comeback. I really loved the way the album was put together. And just, like, the No logo, which is, like, the gold... NO.
And it was also like the first like full debut of like blonde short hair Yin.
Oh man, that's probably why I loved it so much.
Changed my life. Also, her raps when she comes in, she just always comes in and just freaking kills it.
I think she's legit. Like, people say people are underrated all the time, and this could be the case of that. But I legitimately think Yin is like maybe the most underrated girl group rapper like out there. Like she is like so awesome,
and she's just so fierce every time she performs.
Her look is fierce, and her rap tone is super fierce. Like, even in To The Sky, that was when I was first like, man, like, she's sick.
She has good rap verses and some of the others, like Summer Kiss.
Yeah, it's just song. Like, she just comes in, and you're like, you just pay attention to her, because she just, like, demands it with, like, the way she presents herself, and I think she's underrated as a girl group rapper. She's really good.
Also, side note, while we're in here, I always say we're going to talk about it later, and we never talk about it.
Yeah.
So in between, when No came out and Black Dress came out, was when Eyes One debuted, and there's the whole controversy about Lave and Rose and how they stole it from CLC. Well, not technically CLC, but from Cube Entertainment.
Cube sold it to them or something.
Okay, we'll get to that. But for everybody who doesn't know, Lave and Rose was the debut song for Eyes One.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, okay, yeah, cool. It was a good song. We saw it. But afterwards, it came out that CLC was originally supposed to have the song as, like, the follow-up to Black Dress. And if you actually listen to, like, the songs, like, well, I guess not really together, but you, like, listen to them, like, one after the other, you can tell they kind of have a similar sound and a similar flow,
Right.
And you can tell the same person, like, wrote the song, like. So there's a huge thing about that, and, like, a bunch of stuff got leaked about how there's actual practice videos of, like, the people who did the choreography, like, dancing to it, and the actual music backtrack being played was, like, Sung-hee and Yin, like, singing, like, the girl singing the song from CLC. Yeah. And I remember, too, before that, there was a bunch of images that were being posted as, like, a spoilers for, like, CLC, and it was, like, the girls around, like, different places with, like, roses and, like, red, flowers and stuff. So people believe that that was, like, their next comeback, and that Eyes One stole that comeback from them, although they didn't technically steal it. But everyone was really upset. And by everyone, I mean me. I was really upset. I guess the other Cheshires were really upset. And honestly, for the longest time because of that, I hated IZ*ONE, and I did not want to support IZ*ONE. I was so mad. I hated them more than anything in the entire world.
I remember.
And it only added to that hate because they performed it, and they, like, immediately won, like, a show award. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they won a bunch of show awards. I don't know if it's because they're just, like, they just debuted, so they're hot, or because of the song, but I was so mad because I'm like, everybody's like, this should have been CLC show award, you know? Because up in this point, they've never won one before. So,
yeah, and they were in the middle of just like a super long, and we're just like waiting.
Because this is like, would have been the middle of the year, like August, September, kind of. So it would have been like, okay, Black Dress, this, and then another song.
Yeah.
And they just didn't come back, and everyone's like, oh, well, it's because IZ*ONE stole their song, or got their song, and that's the reason they're not making a comeback. So they prepared all that, and then they sold it, so now they have nothing prepared for the rest of, you know, the year, which is why they didn't come back. And then IZ*ONE won show awards. Everyone's like, oh, this should have been CLC's award. Like, this should have been their first award. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I literally burning passion of 1,000 suns hated IZ*ONE. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, you can go back in other episodes and listen. Like, it was bad. I also am man enough to admit when I'm wrong, and I did say if one of my only regrets in life is hating IZ*ONE, and I can never take that back because I love IZ*ONE so much. But yeah. That's what we always referred to in the other episodes. We said we'd talk about it later, we never did. But that was like the whole thing between CLC, well, not really CLC, but with IZ*ONE and CLC and that song. So it came out later that, I guess, I wasn't aware of this really, that companies sell songs to other people all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's just like a thing that happens. Kind of like trading players in sports, like it just happens. It's business. Right. But now I love IZ*ONE, and I love Lave and Rose, and I couldn't see anybody else singing it besides for them. So
yeah, and I mean it was the companies who were dumb. I mean that's what made it suck, is like CLC was gonna get ready to come back with an actual comeback after waiting forever, and Cube was like, you know what, we'll just cash that check real quick and let you guys.
Yeah, see, that was my thing. Like,
you'll cash this check of whatever, I don't know how much it cost, but selling that was more valuable for Cube than a CLC comeback at the time. That's for me, I was like, that's what I just like don't understand the logistics.
And then the other part of this was they were like denying CLC a comeback, and at the same time, they like just brought out like Idol. So they're like pushing Idol, not doing anything for CLC, selling CLC's material to another group, and just like kind of like burying them, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it kind of seemed like it was honestly the end.
I thought it was over. Once Idol came out, I was like, it's over. Like they're just gonna stick CLC in the dungeon. It's gonna be over. Like, especially if Idol blew up the way that they did.
Yeah, because Idol came out and was a huge hit. CLC already hadn't been doing anything, and obviously Cube was using their songs as profit for other people, so they didn't care enough to use it for CLC. So at that point, I was like, well, they're already, you know, not doing anything. I'm sure we just won't hear from them for like another 6 months, and then we'll see that Instagram update about like, you know, we're pulling the plug. Like, that's what I was like, dang. It was really once Idol came out, I was like, uh-oh, this is kind of scary for CLC. But luckily, none of that happened.
Yeah, so IZ*ONE turned out fine. CLC turned out fine. The other thing I always think in the back of my head is, I mean, they work hard, but, like, I always feel like they got their first show awards, like, pity votes, because everybody wanted them to win, because IZ*ONE took their win with Lave and Rose.
Well, it's just like
here's the other thing.
Obviously, IZ*ONE was gonna win with whatever song because they it was IZ*ONE.
And they're
like
new,
the most popular new people out there. Like that's just how IZ*ONE was. So they could have had anything and they were still gonna win.
But it's
a lot.
Even the only stuff you ever saw post where people oh, vote for CLC, like they got robbed, like they need a show winner. That's what everybody would post. It wasn't like, oh yeah, it's a really good song.
Who did the Cheshires have the fan war with?
I think it was 17.
Yeah, I think it was because they were promoting at the same time.
And everyone's like, vote for CLC, vote for CLC.
And it was like CLC was so close, and then it was literally like CLC 17, and everyone else was wasn't even a ball game, and they were mad at I don't know what 17, I forgot.
The Carrots.
Yeah, they were mad at them. Because they're like, come on, let us have
one win
moment.
And the Carrots
that was a big thing.
Yeah, they're like, it's not our fault. You're pathetic and whining for votes.
Yeah, they were mean. They were too mean about it. They were mean. There were some people I remember seeing comments. I was like, geez, that was too harsh.
And then people, like I said, they weren't lobbying in a good way, which kind of sucks about K-pop too. they weren't like being like, oh, this is a great song, like support them. Like, it's more like we need pity votes because this is a good comeback. We deserve a win. I mean, they got the win, but in my head, it's still just kind of like I still view it as like
the thing about it is like obviously it's legit and they will always hopefully win more eventually, but they have the one. It was just the two, like the multiple people they went up against I had never heard of in my life.
Yeah, one was like a soloist, one was like a duet I've never heard of.
I've never heard of any of them in my life.
Although, I mean, for them, a win's a win. I mean, it was super sad. I was like super in my feels. I'm like, wow, this is the best moment of all time.
Well, yeah, because in the video, Yeon was the host.
She was the host
of the show. Like, legitimately, she was the host of the show. And a few months earlier, she has to see Idol, who I'm sure she's, like, happy for. But Idol win so many awards for
like
their
in a row.
debut. And, like, but in the back of her head, that's, like, her company, someone from her company. And they're like, man, like, we don't even have one. Like, come on, guys. Like, we work hard, too. So for her to win that on her own show she was hosting.
And she got to, like, not produce it. She got to
present it. Like
present it to her own members.
Yeah.
And you could like even see her when she like read it, she was like just taken back with emotions. But she had like act professional.
They were all crying.
Oh yeah. And finished the show. And then like as soon as she got like done and like it was off air, they got to celebrate.
Yeah.
She just like started like bawling and like everybody was crying.
I've only seen a couple times when groups have been like legitimately that happy to like bring home an award, and that might be like the top spot because they were not. It wasn't even like just like It was 100% real. Like they were bawling their eyes out and like hiding their faces because they were so happy.
They like couldn't even sing the song at the end.
Yeah, they finally got that award that they literally worked so hard for, and like other people come in, win a bunch and whatever, but like CLC finally got that one.
And even though like some groups get tons and tons of award, I know like Soren's talked about it in other videos because people have been like, oh, when are you gonna win a show award? Or, oh, blah blah blah. Just like, we're working hard, we're going to do it when the time's right and all this stuff. But she's like, they say about how the award just kind of like solidifies them as like, oh, like people actually like us. Like,
yeah,
all the work's paying off. But you have some groups that like, win them all the time. Like every week they win one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they finally won one. Everyone was super sad. I remember seeing videos afterwards where they're crying backstage and song to like call her mom, and she's like, yeah, we finally did it. We finally won an award.
Yeah.
And she's like bawling her eyes out, and everyone's just like super happy. Yoon's just like sitting in the corner with a pouty face, and she like doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like a big moment. That was super good. Like I said, I guess a win's a win, so we'll take it.
It counts. One.
That's the other thing that's crazy though. It's one. Like they promoted that whole time, and they won one award. It wasn't like a bunch of them. It was that one award.
They got one.
That's crazy.
I hope that trophy is somewhere awesome, so everybody can see it.
But okay, so enough about the dark days. That's the dark period of CLC. That's afterwards. It came back on May 29th, 2019, after following the hype of No, and they released this song, which is probably my favorite song that they've come out with recently.
Man.
The video,
it's amazing.
The concept, all their looks. Oh man, this is like, I love the music video. The bass drop in the chorus. Yeah. Oh, it's the best. If you've never seen the music video for Me, do yourself a favor and go watch it.
It's one of their best songs I think they've ever had. It's so cool.
Which is also funny because they were so hyped up because everyone knew they were coming back and No just came out.
Yeah.
And they still did not win an award for this song.
Did they promote this for very long?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
They promoted it for a while.
Oh, I don't remember.
But
I don't remember any of the other songs from... Did it have any other songs?
It's just a digital single.
Oh, okay.
That might be why I didn't win awards. Because there's no physical albums. Yeah. But I mean, if you're Cube, why would you not release something physical so you can like boost their sales?
Literally give them 2 other songs to put on the thing to like make it a legit...
So you can like knowing how popular they were at the time, like cashing in on that. Like, I don't get it.
Well, I just think a lot for CLC is Cube just being strange about their thinking of how to use them.
Yeah, I will definitely say though, I mean, Cube's definitely given a lot of EPs and a lot of releases. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I guess some groups just don't catch on, and that's just how it is. I mean, think about all the groups we talk about all the time. There's just so many groups, you can't like them all.
Exactly, and I don't think CLC never caught on. Like, obviously they caught on, because if they didn't, they would have been done a long time ago. It's just... maybe they're in like the second tier of like, yeah, maybe they're not Twice or like Red Velvet or something, but I still think that they're like a really
The other
really
thing
popular group.
that's really crazy about it is, like, individually, like, a lot of their members are really popular.
Yeah.
Like, just by themselves in general. They're, like, really popular people.
Yeah.
Especially, like, Soren and Elkie. That's another thing, is they have, like, a wide reach of different countries and stuff that support them. Like, there's videos of them on their, like, cheekies where they, like, go to, like, Thailand and they go to, like Indonesia and stuff, and there's, like, people, like, lined up outside the hotel. They're like, freaking out.
They're
like,
legitimate, like, rock stars. Like, you think they're the most famous people in the world from seeing how these people, like, making all these, like, giant signs of just, like, welcome CLC in their language and all that stuff. And I think if they came here, they would... If they had, like, a small tour in the United States, I think a lot of people would go see them.
Maybe they'll just, like, Luna, where they're way more famous overseas than they are actually in Korea.
Maybe.
Because I know Luna's huge here. People love Luna here. But After Me, their latest release on September 6, 2019. And that song was Devil. Which, I mean, is another kind of departure from what they've been doing, which is like that kind of sassy, edgy sound, you know? Yeah. I guess it's kind of still more edgy, but the people refer to it, and they even confirmed of it as being like a more mature version of Pepe.
You know, it reminds me of their early songs.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely does.
And Soren was saying in one of her V Lives that she wasn't sure how the fans were going to react to it, because it wasn't like Me or No or Black Dress. And everyone hyped it up for a long time, and everyone said it was really good, but what do you know? They didn't win any awards for it.
Wasn't it another digital single thing?
Yeah, it was, actually. Maybe that's what screws
I
most
feel like that has
singles.
a part to do with it. Like, that has something to do with it. Because it's just by itself, and I don't know. This song was good.
Yeah, it was decent. It's not my favorite song they've come out with.
A home run every at bat, but I mean,
yeah,
it still hit like a double.
I mean, honestly, if it comes down to my opinion, I'd prefer Pepe over this, but I also like Pepe.
Yeah. It definitely, Soren saying that is, like, spot on and just, like, a more mature of their early stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that is, like, it sounds exactly like the older stuff with that, like, hint of everybody being older, really.
Just a more mature sound. But yeah, so that pretty much does it for the history of CLC. They had... Actually, I can tell you right now. Their discography is 10 EPs, 13 singles, and 13 music videos.
Man.
10 EPs is a lot.
It's a lot of music that they put out. Like, they have a ton of music.
And that, like I said, that doesn't include the Japanese releases, because they've had out some other Japanese releases that, well, I guess we didn't talk about,
But they, I mean, so they add on that to all the stuff that they have released, like, in Korea.
And they've been on, like, a bunch of, like, random concerts I didn't really talk about, like, Dream Concert. They usually a Dream Concert every year. They were at Waterbomb last year. They'd go do a bunch of stuff, like, overseas, like, well, not America, but, like, overseas, like, Thailand and Indonesia, and promotions like China, Hong Kong, and stuff like that. So, I mean, they get around.
And the Cheat Keys are an ever-going
they've had, like, the
videos on YouTube.
They have a show called Cheat Keys, which is, like, the behind-the-scenes stuff.
And they're, like, always updating it still.
Or Produce Soren, which is also kind of the same thing, but from, like, Soren makes it, so it's pretty cool. The other nice thing is they speak multiple different languages, so it's like... You know, they can talk to multiple different fans in different locations.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But yeah, so that does that for kind of like the history of CLC. Now we can talk about the members of CLC.
The members.
Yes,
starting out with...
The oldest member.
Starting at guard.
Oh, Sang-hee. She was born in 1995, and she's the main vocalist. And also, this part really doesn't matter, but I put it in here because it's important CLC information. When they first went on... Okay, this is funny. When they first went on Weekly Idol, many, many years ago when they debuted, which was the only time they were on Weekly Idol until... Was it after Me or no?
It was one of those. It was one of those ones. I think
until,
it was Me.
Yeah, until one of the most recent comebacks, they'd never been back on Weekly Idol. It took 4 years for them to get back on Weekly Idol.
Man.
But... They had representative fruits. They like representative for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but they had like reasons behind it. And
Red Velvet has that, I think.
Yeah, and Sang-hee's fruit was a green apple. And then later, once Yoon Bin turned 21 and they went back, they had representative alcohols. And I don't remember what the alcohols are off the top of my head, but yeah, so they have representative fruit. Interesting fact for you too is Sang-hee, even though she's the oldest member, she's not the leader of the group. But she was the former leader of the group, and it got switched to somebody else later down the line. And in her own words, when she was the leader, nobody really liked her. So
she was too strict.
So they had to replace her before they had a 9 Muses situation.
Man, they had they had the old they had the leader change.
Yep.
I wonder what you do for that. Like, is there like a ceremony, or are you literally just like, hey, you're a leader now? Like, okay.
Yeah, I think they just like pick somebody. I don't think it's really.
They vote. Maybe they voted on it or something.
The other thing is, I'm gonna assume when they did that it was only the 5 of them. I don't think all 7 of them are probably there when they did that.
No, probably not.
For all we know, she could have been the temporary leader of the group, and then once they actually made the group, they decided that she wasn't a good leader. So before the group even happened.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I don't really know that much into it. I just know she got replaced, and that's the reason she got replaced is because no one liked her as the leader.
Yeah.
Or I guess she wasn't. She was mean, and nobody was a fan of her as a leader.
As a leader, they liked her, just not leader Sungi.
But Sungi is one of my favorite members. I definitely have a weakness for her. She has the mom vibes going on.
She really does.
But yeah, Sungi's awesome. Especially her videos with her and her like little niece are like the best ever. I think I've talked about that before, but
yeah, she loves her little niece.
Yeah, it's just the best.
That's like all she posts.
True.
It's hilarious.
Here, you can talk about our next member.
Oh, okay. Let me look.
The resident
Choi
Aegyo master.
Born in 1996, is a lead dancer, vocalist, rapper, visual, and the center.
Also, take it with a grain of salt. All these positions are just kind of like whatever people label them as. So I don't know. I don't think she's ever been a rapper. I don't think she's the center either. But
I didn't know that at all. But I did know she's a vocalist because guess what? Everyone's a vocalist in the K-pop group.
That's
so
true.
I knew that one. Her representative fruit is a strawberry.
And like I said, she is the bunny or the Aegyo master of the group. Like, she's the one that's like the fake maknae.
Yeah, she's the one that's not the maknae but brings all the cuteness. And her face is smaller than a CD.
That was her talent. Like, that was like her talent on Weekly Idol.
Very, very important information is... Yeah, her face. I forgot. I was thinking of the video where she's literally holding the CD up.
Yeah, like Donnie like put it on her face. He's like, oh, is it really?
Like, what is your talent? My face is smaller than a CD, and it is, which was amazing because CDs are not very big.
If you like go on like YouTube, you just put in like Eugen CD and like show them. It's like a whole
From the one time they're on.
Because for people who don't know, in Korea, having a small face is considered like something of like a beauty standard. Like, you'll go on shows sometimes and see them and like, oh, your face is so small. I'm like, oh, really? Like, it's like a beauty standard.
Yeah, it's like a compliment.
But yeah, I've said it before, but she's my ultimate bias wrecker. She's bubbly
awesome.
and happy all the time.
Yeah, she's great.
Now the next member is the actual leader of the group, and is my ultimate bias, and that's Chang Sung-yeon, who is born in 1996. There's 3 of the members that are born in the same year.
Yeah.
But actually going off their birth dates, like when they're born, this is like the order that they're like of seniority.
Right.
But she's the leader, the main dancer, lead vocalist, and rapper. I don't think she's a rapper. I don't know why they put that there. But
maybe
whatever.
just everyone is.
And her representative fruit is an orange. And let me tell you though, she's definitely a great main dancer because she knows how to move.
She's really good. I didn't know they had these fruits. I never knew that was a thing.
Yeah, they had it on, like I said, the first Weekly Idol we watched, they had fruits. Because remember Soren was holding that watermelon and then Donnie took it from her?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was just a long time ago. I remember the CD face thing. That really stuck out to me the most. But yes, Sungyeon is one of the best dancers, guy or girl, in all of the K-pop industry.
And also, thank you, Cube, for doing something right for once. And giving her the weekly choreography, the monthly choreography dance videos that she got to choreograph for, like, you know, whoever.
Where she gets an amazing, 30 seconds from a song that she...
Yeah, I know, right? Like, why couldn't it be longer?
They're like, we'll give you this 30 seconds once a month, make the most of it, and that she does.
But yeah, she's my main bias, like, ultimate bias. She has been for a really long time.
Yeah?
Ever since the ponytail video, which, I mean, I've brought up many times before. That's actually, I found out about CLC, so there's that. But it says she's the leader, and she technically is the leader. But as you can know also from watching videos, I don't really ever see her do like a lot of leader stuff like you do in some of the other ones, you know.
No.
But at this point in time, maybe that was like earlier in their careers, because at this point in time they kind of all have their own stuff they kind of do, and when we watch videos, it's more like. Think about it. I swear, all the times I ever watch anything, like if they order food, like make a decision, like Yeon's the one that like makes all the decisions. She's like, "This is what we're doing. We're gonna get this. Like this is how we're gonna do this."
Sungyeon is just like the overall supreme leader of just like looks over everything.
Like honestly, I feel like the only thing she's in charge of is Yoonbin. That's it.
Yeah, and it's like because everyone's like, grown now and like mature, and so she's not gonna have to like keep everyone in line and just make sure everyone's on the right. Like I'm sure that like if someone's slipping, she'll like catch him, but she's good. She's just kind of like overlooking everyone.
Because I've seen like, like in other videos, like in IZ*ONE videos when they go on shows, like Yoonbi like gathers all the girls around, and like gives out their name tags to make sure they're all ready for the show. Or like I saw some of the Luna vids, like Hassel would like count all the members to make sure all the members were there, like stuff like that. But you really never see Sungyeon do any of that stuff. She's just kind of there and the other members are there.
No.
And she has said before that, like, her and Sangyi are kind of like co-leaders of the group. Like, it's not like she's the one main leader. They kind of all work together as, like, hey, let's just get this stuff done. And
she's like the cool parent that, like, you go
pretty
cry
much
to. Like, she's the cool dad.
Sungyi must be the one that, like, says no to sleepovers. And they go ask dad.
Like, go ask Sungyeon. She'll say yes.
And she's like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And Sungyi's like, I just told her no. Why would you tell her yes?
Yeah, and then, that, but yeah, she just has her own unique way of leading.
She's also just, like, super funny all the time. She's, like, really goofy.
Super hilarious.
Super energetic. Always has energy. Okay, so who's our next member?
Our next member.
The last member of the class of 1996.
Sorn, who is from Thailand. I'm not pronouncing her real name because I'm just going to mess it up. What is that? You go for it.
Chonsorin Sajakal?
Yes, she is from Thailand, and Sorn is absolutely incredible. Born in 1996. She was the winner of K-Pop Star Hunt, the K-Pop Star Hunt, which
yes,
it was just like a debut, or not like a debut.
I guess
but
it's kind of like American Idol, I guess.
Yeah, but to find like. But it wasn't like a show, wasn't it? Just kind of like a big audition, essentially.
I think it was a show.
Oh, was it? Okay.
And
Sorn won the whole thing,
and that's how she got. And then CLC, Cube saw that and invited her to come train in Korea for them to be an idol.
Yeah.
Because she said previously to that, she had no idea anything about the K-pop industry. She spoke zero Korean.
Yeah.
She didn't know any of that kind of stuff. She just was like, talk to her parents. Her parents were hesitant about it, but then they're like, okay, this is your dream. You can go do it.
Yeah, she wanted to be a performer, so
that's how she got discovered.
I always forget that that's how she became like an idol.
Yeah, like, it wasn't like she was like
just like in Cube as like a little girl. Like she kind of she won, and then Cube reached out and picked her up off the waivers.
Pretty much. Oh, and as we said a minute ago, her representative fruit was a watermelon.
Watermelon. That is Sorn is a watermelon. I'm not sure what her main. I mean, I'm sure she has all the other roles that everyone else has.
She's pretty much like a vocalist.
She's one of the best vocalists in the group, I'd say.
She's a really good dancer.
She's really funny. Like just about like all idols that you would just like want to hang out with. I think Sorn is like near the top of the list of just like she seems like she'd be a very cool person. Maybe because like on Produce Sorn she speaks English, Korean, all sorts of languages. She just seems like a very chill,
just like down to earth,
fun, like very humorous like person. I really like Sorn. She's one of my, I guess, bias wreckers in the group. Not my main bias, but she's definitely just like awesome.
Oh, also, side note, I forgot to write this on here. I just thought about it. They all have representative, like most groups, they have representative animals that represent them. I'm trying to remember what they are off the top of my head.
I have no idea.
I know Sorn's an elephant. Eugen's a bunny rabbit.
Right.
Yeon is a tiger. Elky's a deer.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Sungyeon's a monkey because she's Sung Monkey. She's like the...
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember...
It's like her Insta name. What is Yoonbin's animal?
I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to remember... Giraffe?
I mean, I guess I could just look it. Actually, it might be.
Because she's like taller and has a really long neck.
Because they did... a whole video for Hobgoblin in their
Oh
costumes.
yeah, they wore the onesies, the animal onesies.
Sorry, other chess stars listening to this that I can't remember this right now. It's kind of lit.
We have a lot of information down here too. So,
But yeah, I know they have representative animals. You can talk about the next
yeah,
one too,
next we'll just
what
go
you
to the
said.
next member then. On from Soren, it's Jang Yeon, who is born in 1998. She is the main rapper. That is like for sure her.
That
role.
is, like, she's the
We are
rapper.
not. We know that one's a fact. She is the main rapper and a vocalist, and her representative fruit is a tomato. I have no idea why, but it is a tomato. And for you of those out there, for some of you guys, yes, a tomato is a fruit. You learn something new every day. So that is
It is
Yeon.
technically a fruit because he has seeds in it.
No, I know, but
Oh, okay.
for the listeners, if you don't know, Yeon is a tomato, and like I said earlier,
Also,
She-
former Maknae.
the former Maknae, who was really goofy as a Maknae because it feels like she was almost like bad at being a Maknae, like for what we kind of think a Maknae is, but she is one of the best. What?
Yeah, I forgot. Songy's a duck.
Songy is a
I
duck.
forgot that she was a duck. Yeah, Songy's a duck. Yujin's a rabbit. Sungyeon's the monkey. Soren's the elephant. You know, I honestly think Yunbin might be like a unicorn.
Is it?
I think so.
Man, I hope so. That seems fitting for her.
Because Yin's the tiger. Elki's the deer.
That'd be so funny. I don't.
Yeah, she is.
She's a unicorn. Man,
Okay,
that's
there you
awesome.
go. Yunbin's a unicorn.
That's
I
very
thought it was
fitting
like a
for
horse
her.
or something, but I guess it's a unicorn. So.
That's very, very fitting for her.
5 out of 7 ain't bad. Although I can't believe I forgot that Songye was a duck. I knew that she was a duck.
That's hilarious. I didn't know most of those. I didn't know.
Song monkey.
But it's like pretty much like you said, every group has they're like represented by just like colors, fruits,
Yeah.
animals, whatever you can represent someone by. But yeah, Yeon is awesome. I think she's one of the best rappers in all of K-pop, and she's probably my biggest bias wrecker in the group.
Remember when we first learned about CLC and we were watching videos, we always thought that Yin was like really cold and like hated everybody because we like never saw her in anything.
It was just funny. It was like one specific cheat key that we watched because we, not too long ago, we were literally watching CLC vids like every night, just like
every
all
day.
the time. We watched CLC vids all the time. And there was one, I don't even remember what one it was, but Yeon was just like sitting in a chair. And I mean, when she gets that look of just like her fierceness, but she wasn't on stage. She was like behind the stage, just like in a chair sitting, and she looked like that. And you're like, oh, no one wants to mess with her because she looks like she's cranky.
And like all the other members were always like goofing around and playing around, and she just was never there.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
if she
then-
was busy doing stuff or what, but
Maybe. That, I guess.
or
But
like whenever anyone picked on her, the first thing she'd do, she'd be like, "Oh, Songy, they're messing with me," and she'd
Yeah.
like, leave them alone.
she just seemed cranky. But then, like, in every other video we've seen, she's been awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it was really just like this one time we just like watched it and we're like, oh, she just seems like she's
Like, man,
in a
she's-
bad mood.
I don't
Like,
know about that one.
what's up with her? And then like, I guess it was just like a one-time thing because every other video's she's been amazing.
Yep. But yeah, Yin's really cool. She's actually really soft. Like her
Yeah.
onstage persona is like really like hardcore, like badass. But off stage, she's like the softest, just like nicest person.
Oh
ever.
yeah, super nice.
Next is Chong Ting Yan or Elkie from Hong Kong.
From Hong Kong.
That's actually how she introduces herself and everything. She's like, "Hi, I'm Elkie from Hong Kong."
Yeah.
Very proud. She was born in 1998. She's a lead vocalist, lead dancer, and visual. Now I'm pretty sure she is the visual of the group. I don't
gotta
know.
be.
I don't know about Eugen. Sorry, Eugen, I love you, but I'm pretty sure it's Elkie.
I feel like Elkie's definitely the visual in CLC.
her representative fruit is a cherry, and she was a former childhood actress in Hong Kong, and like did like there's like video clips you can find of her as like a little kid acting and stuff.
Yeah.
She was introduced along with Yoon Bin in 2016 with their high heels comeback. But I've said to you multiple times before that like she's just one of the like most naturally just flawless looking people I've ever seen in my entire life.
She looks like she'd be famous like her whole life. She just looks like she would be just someone who is important like her whole life just because she's like so just like such a gorgeous human being and just kind of her demeanor. You're like, yeah, this person's probably like the descendant of some like queen or king or some like royalty because she just seems like she's like supposed to be famous. You're like, she is definitely supposed to be here right now.
And she also was really bad at aegyo, but she tries.
Horrible.
She has like a deeper voice,
Yeah.
so it's funny if she tries to do aegyo, make her voice like really high pitched because it's not naturally.
Yeah. She's awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah, Elki's really cool.
She's still like an actress too.
Yeah.
Like she's been in dramas and stuff.
But yeah, that's Elki.
And then that will bring us to our final member who got introduced with Elki. The maknae in CLC is Kwon Yoonbin, born in 2000. It's crazy she's 20 now.
Yeah.
But she is a vocalist, rapper, face, and the maknae.
She does do some rapping. Like that's legit. She does like all the rapping besides Jian.
Oh, she's like the second one.
So that's like actually like a real thing.
Her representative fruit is a lemon, and a unicorn is her animal, and she was on Produce 101. She was in the top 35.
And that's when they like eliminated her because they found out she was like...
She did really well in Produce 101.
Yeah, so, I mean... Yoonbin, she definitely... First off, Yoonbin has the funniest shows of all time. When she's on Cheat Keys, she was like... She's just the goofiest person. She has like... What does she do? She like has her cooking show. She has like her ASMR show.
She's just a really goofy person, and like anything she kind of goes into, it's just going to be funny. Like she's going to be... it's just going to be funny. Like her cooking is hilarious. And she actually like is legit and like makes stuff and cooks stuff, but... You just, like, watch it, and she's just so funny the whole time.
And remember the one time she said that her hobby was collecting bottle openers?
Yeah.
Like, that was what she said her hobby was, collecting bottle openers. She's roommates with Sangyeon, and, like I said, I'm pretty sure Sangyeon's only leadership duties are just watch Yoonbin.
Just make sure the maknae is okay.
Because I remember when they were, like, moving to the new apartment, Yoonbin, like, put her clothes down, and Sangyeon's like, the bed's not for clothes, it's for sleeping. So you need to put your clothes away right now. She's like, I don't want to. And then she did. But also she always has like this goofy look on her face all the time. Like she's like confused or lost, but she's really not.
No, yeah, that's just kind of the Yoonbin personality.
She just kind of like stares at you, just kind of blankly. Yeah, or she'll like say something funny and all the other members are like either laugh or like disgusted because it's something dumb. And she's like stares at him like, I don't get it. Like, what? I don't understand the problem.
She really just lives like in her own little like world.
Yeah, she's in her own world. But no, Yoonbin's awesome. I'm glad they added the other two members.
Definitely.
I love all the members.
Definitely.
I just love CLC. CLC is the best. But yeah, that's all the members. You have all 7 of them. We went over all the important need to know details here. So for our last bit, we'll tell you what our favorite CLC songs are.
Favorite CLC
so we each
songs.
have
Woo!
our top 5 CLC songs here.
Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Totally right if you go first.
I'll start at number 5.
I gotta look at my list anyway.
Okay. I'll start at number 5, and my 5th favorite song by CLC is called, also in my opinion, the most underrated song by CLC, and one that like all CLC fans should like listen to. And that's Friend Lover Zone off their album Refresh.
Nice. Yeah.
I love that song.
That was my my 6th. I had like one more as an honorable mention, and that was my 6th one.
While we're at it, I have an honorable mention too, and it's just all the songs off the number 1 album.
Oh man.
Like,
it's a great album.
Like Show and Like It and all those. They're all really good. They were good enough to make it on the list in the top 5, but if I have something to listen to, I recommend listening to the entire number 1 album as an honorable mention.
Friend Lover Zone, like the beat, it just like reminds me of just like an old school rap song.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Just like you could have like, if you take out like their vocals and everything and just have that beat, you could just have some like super like hard rapping on it, and it would just be like an old school kind of like sound. I love the beat is just like super unique. It's cool.
And of course we're gonna put clips in, so you're gonna have already heard what the song is. So
yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that's my number 5. Friend Lover Zone. What's
great,
your number 5?
great one. My number 5 is I Like It off Threesome. What is it? Is that what it's from? Yeah. I Like It is my number 5. Really a song that took my CLC love to new heights because it like low key might actually be their best song they've ever made in the history of CLC.
Don't worry, it'll show up on my
But it is but I figured it would. But like it is awesome. Watch the video. One of the coolest just like music performance videos ever. And like
just the setting, the outfits, everything's just so.
I like it. It's just it's just really just a style of song that I really love, and they did it perfectly. So I like it. That's my number 5.
Dude, great pick. Can't be mad about that.
On to number 4.
Yeah. What is it? That's a crazy camera.
It had like
It
4.
looked like a tiny calculator.
We're watching TV as well now, so sorry.
My number 4 pick is Black Dress off Black Dress.
That is an amazing song.
Oh, I love Black Dress. It's such a good song.
Yeah.
I think my next song I picked came out, the Black Dress was the best song they had since.
Yeah.
I personally, in my opinion, I know a lot of people probably mad at me for this. You can send me hate mail, give me those clicks and views. I think it's better than Hobgoblin.
I think so too. It's probably one of my favorite K-pop songs like ever. I mean, it's up there.
The video, the little dresses they wore, the outfits, just everything.
It was like
Yoon Bin was a pole dancer.
She was like randomly really good at it. I'm sure she practiced.
We saw videos. She like practiced for it.
She was really good. Whatever year that came out, that was like my second most like listened to K-pop song besides like Good Boy by GD and Taeyong. It was like Black Dress was like my second most listened to K-pop song. Like that song's awesome.
I also bought 3 Black Dress albums for $50
you
a
did.
piece.
And you just had to wait so long for CLC, so it was like worth it to like get all of them.
I know, it was the best. But yeah, Black Dress, that's my number 4.
All right, my number 4. Mine thing keeps going away. Mine is Bae.
Dude, yes, great song.
From Threesome again.
Great, dude, it's just a great album.
Bae, yeah, it's super good. Bae is really good.
Don't worry, that's also gonna appear on my list.
I mean, it's just another song. It's just a song with the super awesome beats. Like I love that kind of song that has like a really like pretty solid heavy beat.
It's like just so chill.
It's like a heavier beat, but it's like really chill vocals at the same time. Like I love a song like that where it's not like a cutesy beat. It's like a strong beat, but the vocals make it just like a really chill song. It's a really great song to just listen to in the car.
It's also a great song to just like sit outside on like a porch on like a nice night.
Just
like hang out and just listen to it.
It's just chill. That is what the song is, and
But
I
also
really
a great song for like sitting on the beach on the sun, just chilling. It's a great song.
Anything, Bae from Threesome. Great mini album or whatever.
Dude, it's so good, which is funny because everyone complained about it because they had Where Are You on it. But anyways, my number 3 song is Me, off of Me. I was going to say, Black Dress was my favorite song until Me came out. I think I like Me, well, obviously it's on my list higher. But I like Me more than Black Dress. Man, Me was just awesome. I mean, we talk about it all the time. We obviously watched it when it came out.
Right.
But like that little general outfits on and everything was just like so like
really cool.
Went so hard. It was just like, man, this is like another level.
It's funny because
the little teaser images were like super cool.
Oh
like,
yeah. I always like the videos too where everyone, which is a lot of K-pop videos, but everyone does have like their uniform one look, like the general look, but then everyone has their own individual concept.
Style.
Like, and that's like exactly what like everyone had in that video, and it was like all completely different than the other ones, but.
And everyone was dressed like little like princesses.
Yeah, it was a really good video.
The video was like really artsy and stuff.
Really good video. But hey, Me Too. Me is number 3 for me.
Dude, let's go!
That's my number 3
Dude, I wonder
song.
if you're... judging from what we're going on, is your list just the reverse of my list?
It might be, honestly. Oh, it really might be. But I mean, Me's a great song. It sucks that, like...
That's really going to be making the clip super easy.
I wish... Yeah, I know. We're just going to hear a lot of the same stuff, but I don't care. It's all good.
Hey, this actually makes life easier for me, so I'm all
I wish that, like... It could have been on like a more legitimate like release, so I don't know. It just seems like it was just like the digital single, so I wish it could have came out with more stuff, so then we could have bought it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
man.
But yeah, Me is my number 3 song. It's a classic.
Me's so good.
It is.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't on my list of like my favorite songs ever.
Like ever, yeah.
Or actually, no, I think it might not have been because I didn't want to put all the CLC songs on there because I was like,
that was actually just your whole other all-time list was just all CLC songs.
Yeah, it was. That was the actual top 10 list I gave you was just an alternate list to my actual top 10 list that I'm giving you right now.
The other dimension.
Because actually, My number 2 favorite song is Bae, a threesome.
Whoa, what? Dude, that song's so good.
Dude, I'm just gonna play the whole song. I love that song so much. And so I'm actually, when you said that, I was actually really surprised that you picked it.
Oh man, it's so. Well, I remember just listening.
I personally don't even know how many times you've heard it outside of when I listened to it.
Well, that was when I first heard it, and I just didn't remember. I don't remember when. It was when we were just driving one time when, I assume in Chicago or something. But like, I just remember hearing that beat and being like, man, this is sick. Like, how is this not like the best song ever? Like,
that's like also with Friend Lover Zone, like just the most underrated.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't heard Bae by CLC, you need to do yourself a favor.
It's like their most underrated song, which I feel like they have a lot of underrated songs.
They're all underrated.
They might just be.
Underrated.
I was gonna say they might just be an underrated group.
Stan Talent, Stan CLC.
Stan CLC. Are we on number 2?
Yeah, what's your number 2?
Black Dress.
Dude, oh my gosh.
Black Dress. I mean,
I'm freaking out. How's this happening?
I mean, like, so many of the recent, I guess that's not even super recent anymore, but all like the recent CLC stuff has just been so good.
Yeah, it is.
Like, and you can't go wrong with Black Dress when it's like, I said, like, it was literally my second most listened to K-pop song besides GD and Taeyang. So, like, that obviously is saying something.
And it just goes so hard,
I listen to that song all the time. It's super hype, and the video is the best.
And the dance break, I can, like, see it in my head whenever I hear it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, get it.
I was just, like, so excited for that because they came back in such a big way. And I was like, all right, time to, like, get the CLC train rolling, which little did I know it was going to almost stop. But, like...
I think that's another reason why I was so hyped for me.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's coming off the back of, like, No, when everyone's, like, super hyped about the new comeback. And they actually, like, got a comeback in a reasonable time frame.
Oh, yeah. They, like, won an award. And then after that, mini album, they're, like, coming out with another song. It was like, what? What is going on? Like, CLC has multiple releases in a year? Like...
What is happening?
But yeah, Black Dress is my number 2.
Dude, great pick. And if you've listened to any list I've ever made of anything ever, even like our last week's list of... Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? When we had the list of our top 10 songs of all time. Actually, that might have been...
I think that was like a month ago or so.
Anyways, my number 1 song of all time in CLC is I Like It.
I mean, number 1 song of all time gotta be number 1 CLC
yeah,
song.
That's my favorite song. I mean, you can go back and listen to our top 10 song list. I mean, I'll talk about it a little now, but that song's like... When it comes to like liking CLC and the fandom and everything, that's like what jettisoned me into wanting to be a Sire and really loving CLC. Like that just...
I mean, it might be their best song. I wish that like everyone thought... I wish like the world of K-pop would think that that's their best song and just like we could all unite as one to be like, I Like It is the best song because
it's really funny because
it's just so
didn't
good.
Ever promote it.
Yeah, that's what sucks.
And the top 2 songs on my list, and 2 of them are both on his list too, is 2 songs from the Threesome album, which is the one that everybody like didn't like because they had because they
Bae
had
is on that song, so it's automatically legendary.
Yeah, I know. Actually, the other songs on the album are good too. I could have put other songs on the EP on there if I wanted to. Even like Summer Kiss, I like Summer Kiss.
Yeah.
But that's like the album where Are You was from, and like everyone was like so down on it. But like I said earlier, that's like my favorite album that they have.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible, and I Like It. It might be their best song overall. I mean, I had it in my top 5, but like, I feel like if we had to come together and like agree with like lightning coming with like our hands coming together because of the agreement, it would be I Like It. Like that would be the end result. Like that song.
Just
video combo. I mean, my gosh, that video is amazing.
Yeah, it's the best. Oh yeah, they had Call My Name on there. That's another great song.
Yeah.
Man, just a banger.
But
look at Threesome.
My number 1.
I'm interested to hear what this is.
It's funny because
I hope it's Friend Lover Zone that way. Have fun.
My honorable mention is actually just my number 1. But,
oh yeah, you did say it was your honorable mention.
But I just like this I've listened to this song a ton, but maybe not as much as these other songs. But because of this being the song that got me into CLC the most, I had to go with To the Sky.
Oh, dude, I love To the Sky.
It's a really good song. Like nothing again. Like it's an amazing song, but like that was, I said it earlier. Like I heard Hop that one, but it was To the Sky that made me a fan of CLC in that video, and Ian's like rap in it is like sucked me in too. So
I also had a little skirt.
Yeah, it was just him. Just the artwork for the release was so cool with like the clouds, and then the writing is in like pink. like everything about it was just so awesome to me. And you know, I guess still being like a new K-pop fan at the time, I just like loved it, and I was like, hey, like this, like CLC, like they're really, really awesome. Like that was the song that did it for me, so that's why I got to put that as my number one.
I remember
CLC
when
song.
I sent it to you and I showed it to you, you're like, wow, this might be my favorite CLC song of all time.
Yeah,
dude,
and
it's fucking awesome.
Sure enough,
freaking awesome.
Full circle. It is my favorite CLC
Yeah.
song. It was just a really good song. I mean, like I said, I might have listened to some of these other ones a little more, but it's earned its top spot.
Dude, great list.
Ah.
Notice how both of us, well, I'm a super hardcore CLC fan, Cheshire. He likes CLC a lot, but
They're one of my favorite groups ever. Like,
notice how neither one of us had Hobgoblin on our top list. I mean,
No.
I like Hobgoblin, but there's just so many better songs.
it would be like,
So if
maybe
you're
like number
one of those-
8 or something.
If you're like one of those people that think Hobgoblin's like the best CLC song they ever made, you're missing out on a lot of good music.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hope that if you liked Hobgoblin a lot, you didn't like stop with Hobgoblin, because
I know a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, I liked Hobgoblin, the next stuff wasn't the same, and they like they didn't listen to him again until after like Me came out.
yeah,
Like there was like a whole
like, come on now.
like they just like gave up on him because the next song didn't sound like it. I mean, hey, that's how you separate the real Cheshires from the not real ones.
I mean, like, that song is really great too. Like, it was one of honestly, when I was making my first ever, well, my playlist I still have, but like, it was probably one of my first songs I ever found, because I was just randomly searching, like, you know, girl groups, and for some reason, you know, Hobgoblin was on there. I was like, oh, this goes hard. Like, I like this, but like, I never really looked in the CLC. I didn't even know if, like, I was just like, oh yeah, this is a good song. I don't even know if I remembered that was by them until like later.
Well, remember I told you I heard Hobgoblin before, and then I heard the Ponytail song, and I found out who they were. And I went back, when I Googled it, Hobgoblin was the first thing that came out. And I'm like, there's no way this is the same people. Like, they look nothing like them.
Yeah.
And then that's how I found, like, their other stuff, like To the Sky and stuff. Because I'm like, oh, you know, this like looks like them. You know, they're kind of...
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Hobgoblin's a good song. It's just not one of my favorite ones.
It'd probably be like, you know, right outside top 5, like number 8 or something. Like, it'd be
like top 10, even if it's number 10. But I mean,
it'd be up there.
Here's some other songs for anybody who's interested in listening to more CLC songs that are good. There's song Liar, and their song Mistake, and the song Mew Mew of Chris Style, which is the same album.
That album is really good.
It's Hobgoblins.
It's a really good album.
Then they've got obviously Pepe, which is the original one. What else is there?
What is the one?
There's Like
I might get
and
it
Heyo.
wrong.
They're both good songs off their Question album.
Is there something?
Also off Refresh, another song that I probably would have. Actually, where did it just go? I just lost it. Dang it, where is it?
Where did it go?
Off the Nuclear album is What Planet Are You From? I love that song too.
Yeah. That's really cool. Didn't you bought that album? I remember you bought it.
Yeah, I got Eugen on it.
And it's funny because I look for groups photo cards and stuff, but CLC is like one of the hardest ones. I like never see photo cards besides only a few albums.
Or like
online.
the hardcore fans, like actual fans of CLC.
I think they just keep them, yeah. Like the early release and stuff. I like when you got that album, you found it, and I saw the Eugen photo card. I was like, I've never seen that in my life. Like, I've never even seen these photo cards. Yeah. And usually you can find pretty much every photo card eventually, like, somewhere, but I've never seen those.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you have the cards, you want to keep them because you're a hardcore fan.
Definitely.
If you're not a fan, then you just don't mess with them.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's our CLC, quote-unquote, unhelpful guide to CLC.
I think we did a really good job.
My number one love. My number one K-pop love.
This is a special day.
I've got my CLC tattoo, so I'll always have that.
Legitimate tattoo. It's freaking sick.
I guess to end it, I did have a question to ask you at the beginning, but I completely forgot about it because I was thinking about this the other day. If you could have one K-pop idol as like a best friend to like hang out with and like do stuff with all the time, who would you pick?
Oh my gosh.
I know who I'd pick.
Man, that's like super on the spot. I don't know. Who would you pick?
I'd pick Chu.
You'd pick Chu? Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. I feel like I have to answer this another time because this is
Dude, this is the point. You gotta answer it now. That's why I asked you.
But there's so many.
Well, think about it.
Well, you had time. I didn't.
Well, I didn't really have time. I just thought about it today, and I was like, man.
That's more than me.
I was like watching videos of Chu, and I'm like, man,
Chu's awesome.
She'd be like the best friend ever.
Well, and she is the best because in that drama with her and Yuri, she literally is her best friend, and she's just awesome.
That is true.
I like she became, one of my favorite people in Luna, literally like my second favorite. I don't know. I mean, Soren would be really cool.
I think my second pick would be Soren.
I feel like Wendy would be really awesome to just hang out with.
But if I had to pick, I think I'd pick Chu.
I'd probably just pick Wendy. I don't know.
That's a good pick.
I feel like I'm gonna like drive home and be like, oh, this is who I want to pick. But like, I don't know. Wendy seems really cool. Soren seems really cool. There's just so many to pick from.
I just pick Kwang Bae. We can go.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like Yoonbi, like, I don't know. There'd be so many awesome. Like, I feel like Sakura would be really fun to hang out with. Pretty much just everyone, but I'll pick Wendy. That's
a good pick. I mean, she seems
like she'd be
golf.
Really fun. She used to golf. Yeah, she golfed in high school or something, so we can go golfing.
Dude, good pick. Good sewed.
But yeah, that is.
I hope you guys now love CLC as much as I do.
That's CLC.
You'll hear these music clips, and I gave you literally a list of like. What? We gave like 10, 15 songs to listen to.
And a bunch of, talked about like all the releases and stuff too. So
yeah,
they have so much music.
Honestly, if anything, just go listen to the whole album number one.
Yeah.
Front to back, listen to the whole thing. There's like no skips on it.
Go there and then listen to their first album and then just go down the line. But start out with number one.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It's awesome, man.
Do you have anything else you want to say before we...
before we close, not really. I just hope that CLC,
hopefully get a comeback.
I hope they come back. Yeah, it's funny because we're like, oh yeah, like talking about them and they haven't really done anything for a little while. So
looking back at it, their last comeback was...
Hopefully that means they're going to come back soon, maybe?
September 6th of last year.
Ooh.
September, October, November, December, January.
We're just in another...
well, right now we're going on like literally like 7 months here, so...
I'll say that maybe because we had a little bit more CLC recently, well, when they were actually doing stuff, this one doesn't feel as bad as the one after Black Dress. Because that was just like...
Yeah, that was like a drop. They weren't posting videos. They weren't doing anything.
That was like nothing. And then all the stuff about IZ*ONE and Idol. And I was like scared that they were going to disband.
That was just the black hole of sadness.
It was. It was not good times. But, I mean, I don't know. I hope that means CLC is going to come back soon.
But...
I was hoping because Idol was going to go on that world tour. So, obviously, they weren't going to be making new music or music videos then.
Well, that's canceled.
So I was like, maybe that'll be the window. CLC like jumps in and comes out with
those DMs.
Pretty much, but that kind of backfired.
Yeah.
Thanks, coronavirus.
Yeah, everyone loves CLC. Go stan CLC. You can follow us and stan us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at KpopKimchi101.
On all platforms, and check us out on iTunes, Spotify, rate and review. If you give us awesome ratings, we'll send you awesome gifts.
Yeah, I got a bunch of stickers. I just ordered some more stickers. So.
Literally just like give us an awesome rating and then DM us. And just be like, yo, I gave you this awesome rating. Where's my free awesome stuff? And it will come to you. We promise.
Or email me at, what was it? Is it K-pop?
I don't remember.
I think it's KpopKimchiPodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, simple. That's simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is our official K-pop email. So.
But yeah, you can find us on all platforms, really. All social media platforms. If you type it in, it'll pop up.
Yeah. Hit us up. Talk about K-pop. Love CLC. Follow us on individual accounts. I'm Justin at TOHB on Instagram. So.
And I'm Fograw at TOHB. Well, not at Fograw TOHB.
Yeah, I said it wrong
at
too.
At Fograw TOHB. Also, we have a sponsor.
Yeah. Shout out, this episode is brought to you by Kpop Soul Shop. Check them out for all your K-pop needs, guy groups, girl groups. Use the promo code KpopKimchi101. You get 25% off. Kpop Soul Shop. Check them out. Instagram, Twitter, their website. They got the best stuff. Thank you for your support and for all the fans listening to this. If you're new, we love you. Come back. And if you have listened before, you are literally the greatest people and my best friends in the whole world. So,
also,
yeah,
Mike,
we love you.
Finally buying me lunch. It was 7 years.
Way to go to Mike, right?
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Bye.
Bye.
See you, everyone. Woo, asa. Asa, asa, asa.